Welcome to the Good Discussion module. In this video, we will explain what a good discussion is and what it looks like. It's important to foster a discussion that is not simply a nice chat, but a constructive, authentic, and respectful exchange in which each participant is able to learn in a deep way from the group. Learning is at the core of dialogue, and your role as a facilitator is to ensure the conditions are there for participants to learn from each other's different perspectives. So, when you participate in or facilitate a discussion, ask yourself, how good was it, and why was it good? There are various signs of a good discussion that you can look for. First, you can tell a good discussion in terms of participation. It's good when participants are enthusiastic and involved. It's good when everyone is participating, which does not mean that everyone has to participate exactly the same amount of time. Sharing airtime doesn't mean that each one will talk after the other in repetitive rounds. The discussion needs to happen organically, and this can take a bit of time. Second, you can tell a good discussion in terms of ownership. It's good when participants are talking to each other, asking each other questions, and challenging each other without counting on the facilitator to do it. In fact, a good discussion is one where participants are the driving force of the conversation, not facilitators. The goal is for group members to take ownership and respond to each other with limited facilitator intervention, rather than group members always responding to the facilitator. Facilitators can sit back and observe the discussion and only intervene when they want to ensure clarity and understanding, equal participation, or just help the discussion progress. Third, you can tell a good discussion in terms of how identities are dealt with. One thing is that no one identity should be singled out. If that happens, the facilitators need to make sure the imbalance is addressed. And the other thing is that no one should be speaking or has to be speaking as representatives of their group, community, country, or religion. This would reinforce stereotypes and create a dynamic where the participants have certain positions and roles that they have to follow and defend, which wouldn't do justice to the complexity of their opinions. There should be a sense of progression. The discussion should not be on a surface level, but one where underlying assumptions, feelings, and beliefs are explored. And remember, a good discussion is one where both personal and analytical levels are present. Dialogue is a unique space where the group can explore not only what is happening in the society and in the international arena, but everyone's connections to them and feelings about them. Political and personal contributions are not fully separate spheres. Political views, opinions, and beliefs stem from somewhere, from the personal stories that participants have. So by exploring the personal, you'll often get to the why of the discussion. So it's a good idea to encourage people to not only talk about what they think, but what they've read, what they've heard, what led them to think that way, in order to enrich the discussion. Remember that the one thing that all participants have is life experience, living in a range of different contexts, cultures. So asking group members about their personal connections to a topic will almost always lead in interesting directions. A good discussion is one where everyone can learn from each other's various perspectives. Please note that developing a good discussion can take time. Groups need to achieve a certain stage in the group process before they're able to get into in-depth discussion. People need to trust each other. And often, people need to be heard first before they're able to be open to hearing the other. So this is where your role as a facilitator is critical.